that I've done, and it all wraps around the opportunity that we have been given. All of us in this entire world. Isn't that trippy? It's not just in Los Angeles. It's all over the entire world. We're being sequestered. Wow. That's incredibly impactful. So being sequestered, being isolated, either by yourself, which is me, or with a family, or with one other person, school is in session. There is so much to learn about yourself in a relationship with your spouse, your children, or whoever else you're living with. And there's still a lot to learn being by yourself. And as I've shared before, I had been procrastinating about hiring a marketing person for about a year, finding excuses. I can't, I don't know how, it's too much money, blah, blah, blah. And I started to hear the tape going on inside of me over and over again. And it's very difficult if you are a coach and you're inspiring people to set their bar up and you're not doing it for yourself. So I was feeling a little uncomfortable with that. As soon as we were told that we had to stay in, I thought, I cannot take this behavior forward when they let us out of jail. So I immediately, and I'm very proud to say so, I hired a marketing person. And she helps to keep me focused, aligned. I have a lot of writing to do. I have a lot of practicing to do, which is what I'm doing right now. I wish I had a teleprompter. I don't. I'm standing in my bedroom. My camera is sitting on top of something which is sitting on top of a tripod. And I came to the decision the other day that, all of this is okay. This is all good. This practice is great. Which is one of the things that I write about a lot, is making a commitment. And as soon as you make a commitment to make a change, then you have to practice it. It is said, someone said it, that it takes 33 days, either 21 or 33 days to change a habit. Well, this is practice time. And I'm not saying that I'm going to be that much greater doing this once this is kind of over. But it is kind of fun to experience how comfortable I'm starting to get with it. And it's not perfect, but is anything ever perfect? No. I had hired a pitch whisperer. He calls himself the pitch whisperer. And he was sharing with me about perfection versus progression. And that makes much more sense, doesn't it? Because when we're out there and we're looking for the perfect something, it's always going to show up a little bit different than what we think it's going to be. And then if we get what it is that we want, it's never going to be enough. Okay, now that we have this, now we're going to want this. So perfection is fleeting. But I digress. So what I wanted to talk about again, is the opportunity that we have to grow at this time. And grow meaning find out more about who we are when we are doing our life in a sequestered environment. And are we planning to carry these idiosyncrasies about ourselves, i.e. procrastinating? Am I going to carry this forward, or am I going to work on this so that I don't? Well, I already superseded my goal with that. And now it's the practicing of everything that comes with that. I was talking to a client of mine the other day, or next client, with another business that I was in. And I asked him, what did he notice about himself that was different when he started off and being isolated. And at first he said nothing really. He said things are a little bit quieter. He said, of course, you can get across town. Now we live in Los Angeles, you can get across town a lot faster. So this makes me feel more calm. That's him saying me feel more calm. And then he hesitated and he goes, you know, he said, I've really learned to be more patient. And it's something that I am going to practice, because there will be a lift in this, at least for a couple of months before it decides to come back and kick us in the butt. But it is something that he is determined to practice and commit to, because it has made him feel better inside. Things are easier inside. He's more focused because he's calmer. And then I was talking to a girlfriend of mine, and I said, so what have you learned about yourself? And she said, well, I've learned how much I need to have people, that I need to get dressed up, and I take this bun out of my hair and put makeup on and go to dinner. So hers is not necessarily that deep inwardly, but with her scenario, she could do that now. I have always wondered why women choose not to wear makeup and to get dressed up. And every day. Because you certainly wouldn't go to a job have an interview for a job and show up without any makeup and not dress nicely. You certainly wouldn't go to a big birthday party or a wedding without getting dressed up and wearing makeup and looking nice. And how that makes you feel more pretty, you feel more beautiful. You have people coming up and saying how terrific and wonderful you look. And then the next day you get up and you put your sweats on and you put your hair back in a bun. And you're not feeling as pretty. See, hers is more doable right now. She doesn't have to wait to get out of the house to put the makeup on and the nice clothes and stop looking frumpy, but to look lovely, because it'll make you feel better. I do it because I choose not to be walking around my place and look in a mirror and feel like who did it and what hit it. It makes me feel good. So she decided that she was going to put makeup on and some nice clothes and everything. And she said, you know, it really does work. Because who do you really dress for anyway, but yourself? Who do you really practice patience for, but yourself? So the question that I really have for you is that, are you utilizing this time that you have, being isolated, being sequestered, being pinned in? Are you taking the time to think about how you want to look at the world differently when this is lifted from us? Because it will come back. They're saying it will, and I choose to believe them because I'm not a biochemist, I'm not a doctor. They're saying it will. So this is like a prelude. This is like practice time. We've gotten a shot of this and it's uncomfortable. We're being warned that it will come back. I really wish that it wouldn't, and maybe it won't, but if it does, at least now we know how we react to it. But in the meantime, those things about you, us, that don't really work, that cause us to be unhappy, that cause us to feel frumpy, that cause us upset, are these not things that we can practice to get over so that we show up better, we show up brighter, we show up more wonderful? We like ourselves more. We give ourselves the opportunity to nurture ourselves and Be kind and gentle and loving. Whatever it is that you have done previously, that you still have rolling in you, the hamster wheel keeps going around and you're still getting that same message that you're not good enough, you're not smart enough, you're not pretty enough, you're not whatever enough, you're not enough of something. Here's your opportunity. And there are plenty of therapists and coaches out there nowadays that are available. You don't have to come see them. You can Zoom yourself to death. And you can get help this way. You find somebody that you can talk to that will help you focus. To figure out what it is that you want to be better at. Figure out what it is that's not working for you. And start getting clarification on how you can remove that from your daily life, from the habits, from your belief system. And with coaches, they take you where you are and you move forward. So if you came to my website, www.coachingtothecore.com, and go on the blog section, I have been blogging my little heart out. 8 steps to do this, 3 steps to do that. And coming up, which I'm writing now, and I'd love you to come take a look and I'll tell you when it's available. What am I calling it? 8 really simple steps to finding/figuring out and anchoring your quote-unquote, gee, I've always wanted to do this or that, but I just don't. Because we're really, really good at finding excuses. So the opportunity we have right now is huge. And I'm not going to call it a gift because a friend of mine said, well, this is something that needs to be returned because I don't like this gift. Well, it's here. And when they do lift this isolation, out there is going to be different. And there should not be too many surprises. It's just going to look different. It's going to feel different. Yes, the trees are there. The sky is there. There are going to be cars all around. There's going to be traffic, whatever. But life is going to be different as we knew it. And that will be okay. This is the biggest change in over 100 years, probably. And change causes shifting inside, and it causes you to take a look and adjust to and not be blindsided. So I really welcome the opportunity, if anybody is interested, to come onto my website, sign in. There's a place where you can write questions. I can answer you personally. And if you don't want to coach and you want to go deep, deep, deep and why am I carrying this forward in my life, then there's plenty of people out there that are willing to help you to get you on the right track. Because as I've said before, the world is going to need the best of us, the best, the brightest, the more intelligent part of us. It's demanding that we read and we don't run with the pack. Please don't run with the pack. I lost $200,000 running with a pack with a piece of land in Costa Rica. Oh my God, I ran with the pack. That taught me never to run with the pack and really just know myself as well as I possibly can. So I don't want to see us running out there and running with the pack and talking about all the things that the press is telling us, which may not be true for us. I'm not saying the medical stuff. But here's the last question, or a question that I want to leave for you, with you. And you can think about this. When everybody is saying, we're all in this together, what does that mean to you? Is that going to stop? Or does that mean that there's more to us and our growth and the change and the learning that's very important?